Tomorrow is one of the best days of new game releases in quite a while. We have a plethora of new titles, smaller games, a free game, and some big budget releases as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start off with what is possibly the biggest game release of tomorrow, and that is BioMutant. I've been talking about this for quite a while. The reviews for the game have just come out. I just looked at IGN's review and scrolled to the end, and I saw that they gave it a 6 out of 10. I haven't looked into the reviews any more so than that. I already have my copy pre-ordered, and it's a game that I will be covering on this channel. I've been excited for it for quite a while. It's being done by Experiment 101, a brand new studio that was composed of guys that did games like Just Cause and Mad Max, but now we have Biomune, which is a little bit of an off-the-wall open world title. Post-apocalyptic, very vibrant and colorful, big emphasis on its customizability, gameplay looks solid. Want to give my own opinion of the game before I take too much credence into the reviews, but, you know, every game being $60, you obviously have to pick and choose what games you're going to pick up, but this is still a game that I am incredibly excited for. Visually, I like that. I like that it's 60 frames per second on PS5. I know it's not native 4K, but hey, 60 frames per second for me is pretty good, and I am still incredibly excited about the game. Obviously, from a customizability standpoint, you can customize just about everything on your character: gender, length, body shape, thickness, fur, fangs, and a bunch of other attributes, and those attributes directly do also impact the gameplay, so it's kind of a nice little twist as far as customizability and character creation goes, as it's just not cosmetic changes. Also, the game is going to have a lot of decision-making, branching storylines, multiple endings, so that it is going to lend itself to being incredibly replayable as well. Biomune drops tomorrow, and it's a game I would definitely keep your eyes on. Next up, a major upgrade dropping on the PlayStation 5. Final Fantasy XIV makes its way onto the PS5, one of the most popular, massively multiplayer online titles in the world today. Everybody knows the story about FF14, a game that originally came out on PC as the original FF14, and it was an absolute train wreck. Then A Realm Reborn came out. I still remember August of, I believe, 2013, because I picked it up the day it came out on consoles. Yes, I picked it up on PlayStation 3. And man, playing FF14 on the PlayStation 3 was a trip back in the day, and now it's available. It's going to be available on the PlayStation 5. The performance is going to be excellent. The visuals are going to be excellent, and to see where the game has come, even when you just look, going back to Realm Reborn to now, we're coming up on Endwalker, and I've been talking big about that Endwalker trailer because it is magnificent. That music in that trailer is awesome, and Endwalker will be dropping November 23rd, but for now, you can check out Final Fantasy XIV on the PS5, and by the way, FF14 for an MMO has one of the best free-to-play trials that you can see in an MMO that is subscription-based, because not only can you play all of the content from the base FF14 experience, but you also get all of the content from Heavensward. Bear in mind that that content, all of that is free, so you can download this for free onto your PS4 or PS5. You can enjoy all the FF14 content, you can enjoy all the Heavensward content, and that's a lot of great content for absolutely no money. Yes, it's a little bit of a grind in the beginning, but as you play more and more, it just gets more and more exciting. And if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, the music is excellent. You're gonna see a lot of iconic characters and summonings and things of that nature. And from a narrative standpoint, FF14 employs one of the best storylines that you're going to see out of a Final Fantasy game in quite a while. I remember when people were talking about FF15's lackluster narrative, and people were going, hey, you should go play Final Fantasy XIV, because that game actually has a relatively strong narrative. And now it's going to be available directly on the PlayStation 5, so that's going to be great to see. And again, free base game content and free Heavensward content. Next up, we have Capcom Arcade Stadium. Relive the Capcom classics, and when you download Capcom Arcade Stadium, you can get 1943, The Battle of Midway, and game logo wallpapers on PC free with your download. So you might as well just get this and get 1943, The Battle of Midway. This is a classic. Battle of Midway is a 1 to 2 player co-op title shooting, and with the game as well, you can have the option to pick up a lot of other titles, a lot of other classic Capcom titles. We're talking about Pirate Ship, Commando, Section Z, Legendary Wings, Bionic Commando, Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider, Dynasty Wars, Final Fight, 1941 Counterattack, Mega Twins, Carrier Air Wing, and I can go on and on. Obviously, some of those legacy Capcom titles that were iconic back in the day, but if you want to get a little bit nostalgic, and if you were playing these games in your heyday, maybe this is something to check out. And again, a free download with 1943, The Battle of Midway, so that's pretty cool. Capcom Arcade Stadium drops tomorrow. Next up, we have King of Seas, an action RPG set in a procedural pirate world. An epic adventure awaits you in a fantastic world, dotted with fights, lost islands, and treasures, a universe that will keep you anchored as you struggle to become the king of all pirates. So this is an open world, naval-based title. You've got a navigation system, ship customization is a big element of the game. Combat system notes not only cannon shots and nautical strategy, but also speed and spectacle thanks to a set of more than 20 skills to choose from and 3 branches of talents to suit any playstyle. You have a thick fog that'll ensure traveling towards objects is not a plain sailing. After all, wouldn't you want to lose the joy of exploration? You have a dynamic world, procedural generation, all that good stuff, and there's a story attached to it as well. A couple of additional features include special missions, treasure hunt, trading, fishing, ranking, and multiple difficulties to boot. King of Seas is due out tomorrow. Next up, Saints Row the Third is getting an upgrade with Saints Row the Third Remastered. Now, essentially, this will be the ultra settings version of Saints Row the Third, so you'll be getting that on the PlayStation 5. You know, Saints Row the Third is what it is. Some people prefer the more serious tonality of Saints Row 2 and the original Saints Row. Saints Row the Third obviously took the franchise into a more zany, off-the-wall, chaotic route where, you know, it's not taking itself too seriously. It's a game where you can kind of mentally check out and just have some fun. But I enjoyed what Saints Row the Third brought to the table, and to have Saints Row the Third, you know, at its premiere form on the PlayStation 5, hey, that's pretty nice. And if you do have the PlayStation 4 version of Saints Row the Third Remastered, this will, of course, be a free upgrade, so that's quite nice as well. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. Now, if you bought the digital deluxe edition, you already had access to this, but for people with the regular edition, this is dropping tomorrow. SMT3 Nocturne is one of those RPGs, JRPGs I should say, that is incredibly challenging and incredibly dark. It's not that colorful JRPG that maybe, you know, some other JRPGs are. This is a very more mature JRPG and also incredibly challenging. They actually, I believe with the digital deluxe edition, added, and it's kind of unfortunate that it's only in the digital deluxe edition, but there's a mode where it's in an even easier mode. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but still, checking out SMT3 Nocturne is going to be a trip in 2021. I mean, this came out back in like 04, so now it's coming to the, you know, to the PlayStation 4 in 2021, and a brand new audience is going to be able to experience one of the more darker JRPGs that you can play, you know, across all the JRPGs on the market. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, quite a few releases tomorrow, quite the variety of releases, whether you're looking for an open world RPG in Biomune, an MMO RPG in FF14, Capcom Arcade Stadium for a throwback, King of Seas for your naval combat, Saints Row the Third for an open world over-the-top action game, and SMT3 for you JRPG fans. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.